What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kendra, and I want to talk about the trend that I've been seeing a lot lately. On my YouTube homepage, I've been getting a lot of content. The algorithm has basically been feeding me content on nurses who are quitting the profession, nurses who are completely done with the profession of nursing, and who is planning to exit or have exited the profession completely. Now, the one thing you're not going to get me to do is to sit here and pretend as though nursing is not a challenging profession. But I wanted to make this video for the nursing students and for the individuals who are considering pursuing nursing as a career. I want to make this video for you all because, in my opinion, nursing is still a very good profession to pursue, and here's why. Before I jump into it though, I just want to say that it is very easy to get discouraged based on the content that you're watching on social media, not only on YouTube, but on some of the other social media platforms. We have nurses who are constantly on there complaining of how terrible the profession is. But this is the thing, nursing is challenging. It's a lot of hard work. Yes, there is a lot of toxicity. You might experience some bullying if you enter the profession, but a lot of the content that creators like myself are putting out is just to give you a real view of what you may or what you can encounter as a nurse. It's basically to empower you, to prepare you for what's to come when you are finally practicing as a registered nurse. So let's get into it. Number one reason why you should continue pursuing nursing as a profession and why nursing is still a great profession is job security. One thing's for sure, two things for certain, you are not going to be out of a job. Now think about it. The US has so many different states that even if you exhausted all of the job options in the state that you currently reside in, you can always move to a neighboring state. There are so many opportunities within the nursing profession that being unemployed is almost impossible. So if you are thinking about nursing as a profession, if anything else does not inspire you, the fact that you will always have a job should inspire you and keep you pushing to achieving that nursing degree. And number two, there's a common misconception that being a nurse requires you to work in a hospital in direct care at the bedside. That is far from the truth. Nursing has so many different areas that you can work in, even coming out of school as a new grad. I remembered when I was a clinical instructor, I had a student who graduated from nursing school. She enrolled directly into a public health program, a master's of public health, and she went to work for a nonprofit organization. Never in a day worked at the bedside as a nurse providing direct care. So the fact that, or the rumor that, or the myth, I should say, that you have to work in a hospital is not true. There are many different areas within nursing you can explore when you obtain your RN license. Number three, you can basically control the amount of money that you make based on how much you want to work. What I mean by that is, let's say you're a nurse, you decide that you want to work in a hospital. When you work in direct care at the bedside, you're working 3 12-hour shifts in a week. That's standard. So that's 36 hours a week in 3 days. You still have 4 other days to play with. I have known nurses to work 2 full-time jobs to achieve financial goals. Or because you have all these extra days, you might work full-time, but then pick up a part-time job somewhere else or a PRN job somewhere else to make money. You also work in shifts. So one of the things that a lot of my friends and I do is we budget in shifts. For example, if I know that I want to do something extra, I'll calculate it in my mind to the amount of shifts that I need to work. So let's just say I want to go on a girls trip and the plane tickets are like $1,500 or the package is like $1,500. In my mind, I'm like, okay, to stay on track with my budget, I would need to work 2 additional shifts in order to pay for that trip. So being a nurse gives you that flexibility. And to me, I think that's one of the best parts about being a nurse is that you actually can control how much money you make. Number 4, one of the best things about being a nurse and why nursing is still one of the best professions out there is that if you choose to work in the hospital, in direct care at the bedside, like myself, I still work at the bedside, is the schedule. So working full-time at the bedside is 3 days, 3 days, 12 hours, meaning it's 36 hours a week, 72 hours bi-weekly. Of course, you're more than welcome to pick up overtime if you want to. But the fact that you're only working 3 days, you still have 4 other days in the week to play with. So oftentimes, a lot of nurses can schedule mini vacations without tapping into their PTO time. So I think to me, that's one of the best things about being a nurse, specifically at the bedside, is my schedule. Working a traditional Monday to Friday, 8 to 4, 9 to 5, I'm not going to be able to do that. So that is why I stay at the bedside. And if you want control, or if you want to achieve work-life balance, I think being a nurse working at the bedside definitely provides you with that. Number 5, as a registered nurse, you will attain certain skills throughout your career that can allow you to own your own business if that is something you're interested in. For example, one of the hospitals that I've worked at, not only did they offer their staff CPR classes, but they also offered CPR instructor courses, meaning that you could sign up to become a CPR instructor. That is to teach BLS, which is basic life support, and ACLS, which is advanced cardiac life support. You can take that certification and essentially start your own business where you're a CPR instructor. I know one of my good friends, she's a CPR instructor, and she owns her own business, and she goes around to different companies. They actually contract her to come in with her mannequins, and she instructs their staff on how to perform CPR. So being a registered nurse, like I said, some of the skills that you acquire, you will be able to tap into other businesses if entrepreneurship and being a business owner is something you're interested in. I'm going to backpedal a little bit because I just mentioned my friend that owns a CPR business. She's an amazing, amazing woman. Her name is Erica. But I want to piggyback back to when I mentioned you control how much money you earn. Like if you want to work more because you want to earn more, you're more than welcome to do that in nursing because there's so much flexibility and so many different options. Now, let me tell you this quick story on Erica. When I met Erica, she told me the story of how she purchased her first home. She was like, I was working as a nurse and this house went on sale. And she was like, for like 3 months, I was riding past it and it still hadn't sold. It still had the for sale sign in front of it. So she was like, the house was beautiful and she became interested in it. So she stopped one day, copied the number down, and she called a realtor and she asked them, she was like, listen, I'm interested in this house on such and such street. It's been on sale for like the past 3 months. It has not sold. How much money do I need to put down on this house if I wanted my mortgage to be such, such, and such? So he played with some numbers and he gave her an amount. And I believe it was $25,000. So upon hearing that, Erica basically told the realtor, okay, this is my number, but don't call me until I call you. She said, give me 3 months because in 3 months time, I want to pay down on that house if it's still for sale. So Erica was like, girl, I went to work the next day. She said, I signed up 5 to 6 shifts a week, 12 hours. She said, after 3 months, she said, I called the realtor back because the house still had not sold. Erica called him back and she said, all right, we're good now. I got the money. And he was like, what? She was like, yeah, I got the money. She was like, girl, I worked 5 to 6 days a week. Okay? 12-hour shifts. She said, I racked up all that money and that was my down payment for the house. What other profession can you do that with right off the back? See, nursing gives you the flexibility to work and earn money. That is the reason why nursing is such a great profession. For those of you who is interested in providing a comfortable life for your family, especially those of you that are single moms that have children that wants to have a better future for your family, nursing is definitely the way to go. Do not be discouraged. Also, as a registered nurse, you have the opportunity to pursue higher education in a multitude of different fields. For example, I have a master's degree in nursing education because teaching has always been something, not always. When I sat in my nursing fundamentals course, that's when I knew I was called to educate. So that's a whole nother story. But you have the opportunity to get advanced degrees in various areas. For example, if you wanted to be a nurse anesthetist, which is the highest level of advanced practice nursing, you simply work in the ICU for a couple of years, get experience, apply to anesthesia school, and you can become a nurse anesthetist. Those of you who are interested in being a provider, you can work as a family nurse practitioner. You can obtain an advanced degree as a pediatric nurse practitioner, neonatal nurse practitioner, practitioner. I mean, the opportunities are endless when you are a registered nurse. So please, like I said previously, do not let a lot of these videos and content that basically is showing the negative side of nursing, please do not let that discourage you in pursuing nursing as a profession. I'm just going to leave it here for now. That is it for this video. I hope the information I provided was encouraging, and I hope you all find it useful. If you have any questions, any comments, please drop them in the comments below. You guys are not shy when it comes to leaving comments, so hit me up, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much all for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.